Live from Harvest Park Bowl in Brentwood, California, Xtra Frame is proud to present the Stepladder Finals of the 2016 PBA50 Northern California Classic. And hello again, everyone. It's Mike Jakubowski with PBA Hall of Famer Johnny Petraglia. John, history again. No one had ever won 4, and now Pete Weber has a chance to win an unprecedented 5th straight title, and he'll do it as the tournament leader.
Yes, incredibly, Michael, Pete and I were talking earlier. He goes, "You kind of need advice. I'm nervous." "You're nervous?" He says, "Well, who else has gone for 5 in a row?" And I said, nobody in bowling, and Byron Nelson won 11 in a row, but he's dead, so we can't speak to him. And let's put it this way, Pete. You be yourself. You're going to bowl 240 or better. Just let all your talent come out, and we'll see if history is made tonight.
We're going to see it. There's 4 other players on the stepladder that are bidding to unseat history, and Ron Mohr will face Brian LeClair, and then Ty Dawson, and then Noel Vazquez. So we've got a mix, a couple of folks looking for their first national titles and some seasoned talent out there.
Yeah, this has been pretty special. Noel Vazquez, really impressive. He shot about, maybe a 220 average the first day, and the scores were fairly high, and he was actually upset about it. I said, Noel, that's a really good first block. And he didn't seem to be happy with it, so you knew that he really wanted to get charged up. Brian LeClair is he's bowling so well, so many weeks in a row. You just expect him to sooner or later really break out, and Ty Dawson's going to be the interesting one, because Ty, as good as he bowled that last game, you could see he was breathing pretty hard, and he was heavily really pumped that he made the stepladder. And Ron Mohr he's like on a mission, and he wants to make this comeback and show how great he is, which he is. But even in the last game here, we could have actually got to second. He ended up qualifying 5th, and I'm sure he's not happy about that at all.
Well, here we go. It's our opening match. It's Brian LeClair and Ron Mohr, each player with a strike, and the heavy hand of Brian LeClair.
Every time I watch Brian LeClair release the ball, I still don't understand why he doesn't have more titles than he does. I mean, it's just such a gorgeous release.
And great low angle look at that release on the left lane tonight. And here's Ron Mohr. 3 times out of 7 he's led qualifying. He hasn't punched through. And he qualifies tonight as the number 5 seed going up against LeClair in the opening match.
Well, sometimes you need that first game to get under your belt, get by that game, and it gets you loose. And we'll see if he threw it out with a lot of confidence.
Ron Mohr says he likes the fresh. He thought he was averaging like 250 on it. He feels there's a little more hold on the fresh, and he called the back ends crispy. Did you find them crispy?
Well, for me, first of all, this week, today wasn't a good day. I think the age factor really got me. I couldn't get my legs under me the right way. But the first 2 days, first of all, it was a pleasure to play inside and to be able to overhit it a little bit and get it back. And yeah, you could. You got that ball clean. That ball is going to recover.
Great profile look at Ron Mohr. And didn't peel. 2-8, double wood.
Yeah, see, and in all honesty, that wasn't a good shot that time. You could see him come up and out of the shot, and so his hand wasn't in, so the ball hung. Ron usually keeps that drag leg on the ground, and once that leg's coming up, it shows you're still a little bit tight. You're trying to get too much on the ball.
Good cover from Ron Mohr. Opening match here at the PBA50 Northern California Classic. 7th stop on the 2016 PBA50 Tour. Opening event won by Walter Ray Williams Jr. Pete Weber won 4 in a row. Took the week off in Fountain Valley. Amleto Monticelli a winner there. Now Pete going for his 5th straight. And who along the stepladder will dare challenge him? We'll find out tonight live on Xtra Frame. Oof, 6 around the 10.
Solid 10. As high as the scores were this week, corners stood a lot. There was an awful lot of corners, lefty and righty. And the trick was getting that out because you could get to the pocket all day. I'm just using myself personally, but I went through a streak of something like 24 shots where I never had less than 9, and almost all of them were 7 pins.
LeClair on the 10-pin. How much does ball weight factor into that, John? Brian mentioning that he's recently gone back to 16 pounds.
I don't think the weight matters that much. I think that according to what the guys in R&D tell us, when you take a 15-pound ball and they can get close to equalizing the core and the cover to about 7.5 pounds a piece, the dynamics are the highest level they can be. When they have to add that extra pound, even though you have an extra pound in weight, the dynamics of the ball and the way the ball is going to react isn't quite as good as 15, so it makes them come out about even. Now, you know, the people that handle 16 with no problem, the heaviness of the ball is going to hit. And but for somebody like me that can't throw 16 anymore, I'm really happy with 15. You know?
Power mix from LeClair.
Yeah. It was a great final game for who was going to make the stepladder. Walter Ray making a charge, Parker a couple of strikes away in the 10th frame from making the stepladder.
Ron Mohr.
I see now that one he threw with total confidence and everything within himself. We'll have to see how the thing progresses. And you could see how much he's saying, you know, just relax and get into it.
Key for Ron, he says, is to keep that speed down. You saw a look at the crowd assembled, great fan support here at Harvest Park Bowl. We kicked off with 3 full pro-ams. Big Jim's barbecue here yesterday and a packed house behind the players tonight. Big thanks to Jim Wangerman and everybody here at Harvest Park Bowl.
Wangerman has always been such a terrific host. That was better.
Just a pinch high, but he rolls the 4 out of there and a double for Ron Mohr.
And Jim Wangerman knows that he knows that I love red wine. He had a special bottle of red from his private collection, which he presented to me tonight to take home and to drink at my house. I don't know if it's going to make it all the way back to New Jersey, but I really appreciate it. He's such a great host.
And once you're inducted into Jim's corner, you're a friend for life.
Yeah.
Here's Brian LeClair looking to basically even up the match. And he does. Heavy roll of Brian LeClair.
Yeah.
LeClair's been featuring the high wire.
Yeah, watch that at the bottom. That's just beautiful. And he just, you know, you have those players that you have Sergio on the golf tour. Like, how come he's never won a major? You have Brian LeClair on our tour, the same kind of thing. You know, he's won 30 regionals and a couple of national stops on the senior tour.
He's come so close on the national tour.
So close. You know, why? What is missing that stopped him?
Nothing stopping that ball.
Nothing stopping that one. And if we go back to my tournament in Long Island when he bowled Pete Weber for the title, he needed a strike to win and threw a really good shot when he left that blowout 7-10. In fact, Pete even said as soon as he let the ball go, he said, "I lost," and he was wrong. You know, but Brian did throw it great.
Well, it adds up in the sport of bowling. You need to have skill, talent, and a bit of fortune every now and again. Ron Mohr's been featuring the snap lock. He's got 2 different versions of it that he uses. Oof. 10 in the pit.
Ron looks relaxed. Ron, he's really into it, and I know he's very mad at himself the way that he bowled the game in the position round game because he wanted to qualify higher.
And we saw him in a 1-2 matchup when Pete Weber and Ron Mohr were 1-2, and Ron had a chance to beat Pete Weber with a strike in the 10th and failed to deliver, had a ball high in the
right.
And
in fact, Pete struck out in the 9th and 10th to force him to get the first one, and he hit high.
Someone looking to break the string of Hall of Famers winning out here on the PBA50 Tour. The winner here will face Ty Dawson, who is looking for his first national PBA title tonight.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. For Ty Dawson, the way it looks right now, whether he bowls Ron Mohr or he bowls Brian LeClair, he's going to have his hands full. The both of them look really locked in. Interesting angle that when they show that shot from the side, you see Noel Vazquez and Ty Dawson sitting there, and the other 100 or so people are to the right, on this side as the camera's facing where the guys are practicing.
And do have folks all the way down to lanes 1 and 2 as we compete here on 13 and 14, and the balance of the group is to the behind and right of Brian LeClair. White shakes out trouble.
That's big. The pressure on you to strike every ball when the scoring pace is high is it's a different type of pressure. You want to stay in the game because you get to the point where you feel like, well, my opponent's not going to miss, so I can't miss. I mean, I want to bring an advertisement here or anything, but when you see the shot from the side, you'll notice on the wall there's a bowling ball covered by bottles of wine.
That's the Petraglia motif.
That's it. We've changed things here.
LeClair knows it too. He's been close all year, he says, and what is the difference between being that close and punching through? Perhaps tonight's the night. Feels he just hasn't capitalized on the chances that he's had here in 2016.
Wow, beautiful. Yeah.
That's the beauty of the sport, though. You know what's happening. You know the history and the tendency to want it. You somehow have to not do that. How did you not do that?
It's it's very, very hard to explain because when you get on a show and you're in the moment, there isn't a lot of thoughts going through your head. You're just you're just focused on throwing a strike so much that nothing else really matters. I know I've said that, on TV when I really need a strike to win, that when I let the ball go, I've already struck. I just got to let the ball go so everybody else knows it. But that's something that worked for me, and it works on one key shot. The rest of the game, I really wasn't thinking about anything. I think that the bowler actually feels he knows he's going to hit the pocket when he lets the ball go, and he's surprised when he doesn't strike. On a condition like this, where you're rewarded for good shots. There's room out there, so you just got to really make a good shot. And Ron is doing it right now. He's throwing great.
6 clips to 10. It's a one-hit match. One hit the difference. For LeClair, the non-strike in the 7th, the difference in this match.
So here comes the whole situation right here. It's can Brian LeClair perform right now and force Ron Mohr to perform?
Foundation frame for LeClair.
That's happened all week. Mike, that's happened all week. So many good shots have left solid 10s. And here's one of them. Yeah. How can that ball be a solid 10? Just
Spare for LeClair. And he can shoot 238.
238. And Ron Mohr, I guess, has to keep it on the lane. He's made one little off shot, the one where he hit light and left the 2-pin. And other than that, he's been there. And he's not happy, as you can tell. And he threw the double. Well, Ron Mohr has to stay behind the foul line, get some kind of a count. But this is shades of things to come right here. You're watching a match that 230 to possibly 270, and that ring in 10 was huge.
And a flat 10.
That's enough.
But enough to win.
Right.
And whatever knowledge gleaned, looks like he may have pinched in a little deeper there to give himself a look.
And this is sort of a microcosm of the week of good shots and who's carrying at the proper time. And 250 to 230.
And a Deadwood clear. We love Deadwood clears on Xtra
Deadwood
Frame.
clears, yeah.
There are so many. Is it the opposite hand? Looks like Ron will be allowed to mark for score despite the Deadwood.
Well, Ron looks pretty sharp right now. Could be tough.
Ron Mohr advances and defeats Brian LeClair and moves on along our stepladder. Coming up next, Ron Mohr and Ty Dawson. Waiting in the semifinal match is Noel Vazquez, and then the survivor of the stepladder will get Pete Weber.
Yeah, they get Pete Weber. Are they lucky? This is
going for his 9th PBA50 title. Going for his 98th PBA title to tie Walter Ray all-time with 98.
Oh, because of the regionals?
Because of all of the PBA titles.
I gotcha. Okay.
National, regional, senior, and senior regional. Walter
And
Ray's
Ron Mohr
got
just
98.
missed the gutter.
And a Deadwood clear. I don't know that we've ever seen a non-Deadwood clear.
A non-Deadwood clear. He missed the gutter.
And does that count as a 2 in the Petraglia scoring system?
That counts as a 2. That's it. Let's see if he does better this time. Oh, he's
going to go granny this time? There you go.
He's taking no chances.
There you go.
Okay.
Ron Mohr advances. We'll be back. Ty Dawson warming up. Stay with us live on Xtra Frame.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are ready to start match number 2 here at Harvest Park Bowl. It's Ty Dawson coming on to face Ron Mohr. Ty has won 3 times on the PBA Regional Tour, and I think these guys are glad he doesn't bowl that often. This is only his 4th event on the PBA50 Tour. Please welcome Ty Dawson. Ron Mohr is ready to start the match again. So, guys, good luck.
Yeah, look at the great crowd support here at Harvest Park Bowl in Brentwood, California. 3 sold-out Pro-Ams qualifying match play, and now the Stepladder finals here in the house that Jim Wongerman built. Mike Jakubowski with PBA Hall of Famer Johnny Petraglia, and our next match features Ron Mohr against Ty Dawson. And Ty Dawson, the higher seed, indicates that Ron Mohr will begin the match. And 4-pin.
4-pin. Now, Mike, I think these first 2 shots are going to be interesting. Ty is a heck of a bowler, and he's, like you said, he's won 3 regional titles, but this is new for him. And I think the first 2 shots are going to be telltale, because when Ty's tendency to make a bad shot is when he goes over the top with his hand. You'll see his, if he makes a bad shot, his thumb goes past 12 o'clock. On all the good shots, it stays on the right side at 12 o'clock, and a good heavy roll on the ball. Nice game. Threw that pretty good.
Ooh, good opening shot for
yeah,
Ty
great
Dawson.
opening shot. And you see how strong that ball is in the back end when he stays behind it. And he keeps this kind of rhythm going in that hand position. He could be tough.
That's featuring the Deviate hybrid, which is the Corrupt.
Yeah, it's a nice ball to get through the front of the lane and still have a lot of ball in the back end. I think one of the other things that I found interesting here is when Noel Vazquez gets on. You'll see the similarity in games between Ty Dawson and Noel Vazquez, who neither one have really been in this position before. Well, they capitalized on the pattern that fit their games. They both great both of them all week.
Both players looking for their first national titles. And there's an important 1-2 punch you talked about.
Boy, how's that for the first 2 shots that you haven't done in a while? That was a game right there.
Dawson says, I love this. In addition to his regional titles, he's got 6 senior regional titles. And with a game like that, you can see why. Now back to Ron Mohr. Body language wasn't excellent
there.
yet.
Yeah.
Ball on line and did what it had to do. Here's another look.
Yeah, another look at, gear it down. But he's been working really hard on getting back to that bowler of the year level. He's really working hard on it.
Multiple PBA 50 player of the year. Had one of the most dominant years in PBA 50 history when he went an entire season and didn't finish any worse than 4th.
That's incredible. Absolutely incredible.
And then came the influx of 50-year-old Hall of Famers, which have dominated this senior tour. Ron Mohr would like to punch his name back into that conversation among the best. And, Lake Fall to 10.
And the messenger comes back and takes it out. Oh, wow. Had been doing its job.
Usually when he looks up like that, he's acknowledging his guardian angel.
Yeah.
His wife that left us far too soon. And she rides along on his shoulder. Now Dawson. He says the key for him is to be soft at the bottom.
Yes, that he doesn't overhit and go over the top. That's very true. That would be it. Not bad.
And 10 pin.
Pretty good shot.
Impresses me about Ty is that upper body strength. I look at him from
Yeah.
the waist up and go, holy smokes, that's a torso.
Yeah, that's a torso. He's on the senior tours. He's not supposed to be on the senior. You're not supposed to be built like that when you're supposed to be built like that on the flat belly tour. This tour.
Covers up the corner pin.
Yeah.
He came in and said it's his 3rd time here, and he's improved a little bit each time. He came in with the goal of making the top 8, and he made it by one thin stick, John.
Yes. Guess who he beat by one pin, finishing in the top 8.
I hated to bring it up, but unfortunately,
okay.
It's a fact.
Yeah, it's okay. And
But John, you came within one thin stick of 2 buys.
yeah, and I needed 2 buys today. I needed that one.
Pinch high, but the 4 goes.
He's making very good shots. He's staying within his game, and he, a couple of times when I was watching during these last few games, when he would get a little nervous and go over the top, he hasn't done that at all yet. He's thrown 4 very good shots. And he's talking with Tom Carter.
Mixing.
Oh, we carried, yeah. We had seen that Ty is, taking some instruction from Tom Carter, or the Brunswick rep that's there.
Uh-oh.
Pete Weber's in front of us, and Pete needed some advice because, he's never really been there before, so he's got the nerve. He's funny.
Weber waiting in the wings, history here. Someone will face him for this title.
I can't pick on Pete this week. He bought me dinner. So I'll have to just...
Weber loose walking the concourse, and high flush hit that time for Mohr.
Boy, Ron Mohr looks like a force tonight. He's going to be tough to be reckoned with right here. He looks very good right now. It's like a man on a mission.
Ty Dawson, regional and senior regional winner, looking for his first national PBA banner. He's got to get through Mohr, Vazquez, and then Weber. Fifth frame, a couple strikes spare and a strike working for Ty Dawson. And again, just a pinch high, but his ball roll allows that to happen. It doesn't overcook at the back.
No, it's finishing very strong, and you know, you can see how hard the ball finishes for him right there. But he's in play. He's right there. This could be interesting. The critical shots are coming up as you get deeper into the game.
Bob Johnson on hand from Bowlers Journal International among the media contingent here. And that's Noel Vazquez in the black and orange getting set for the semifinal.
Another good shot. Wow.
Pasted.
That was his best shot of the game as far as I'm concerned, and he threw that really well. He threw it with authority, and you know, everything that you're looking for when he let it go.
Good post.
That's good. Good post
balance
at the line. You know, that pivot step was perfect. I mean, that was a really good shot under pressure. Ty needed 2 strikes to shut out Parker Bone to get to the step ladder, and also to stay ahead of Walter Ray Williams. So and he threw him when he needed him.
So now Mohr with a string of strikes. 6th frame.
How's the look?
And just a pinch too high in the 4 pin.
Pinch, yeah. Good shot. I mean, you can't, you know, you're going to leave 4 pins, you're going to leave 10 pins, but when you throw it that good, we're pretty much on a tie game pace right here. So this is going to be a good second half of the game.
It's beautiful working in the booth with John Petraglia, because everyone that walks by has either a hand signal or a vocal hello or just something conversational.
Yeah.
You do that after you've been around for a
true,
couple
yeah.
of decades. And
After you've been around for 51 years.
Made 1 or 2 friends out here.
Right. No, yeah.
Talk about the physical conditioning of Ty Dawson, but then there's the legendary regimen of Ron Mohr as he splits the 8 and the 9.
Great shot. I mean, 700 sit-ups a day and stuff, you know.
And in the age of 24-hour fitness shops and all these different things, he's so old school with his regimen, it's basically calisthenics, they used to call it.
Yeah, and when you see him in the paddock with his shirt off, and he's got like that inverted 6-pack and, you know, in tremendous shape. And
I have an inverted 6-pack, John. Usually it's when I try to smuggle one into the bowling center. Cold. All right, let's see what Ty Dawson is made of here.
Yeah.
This is where you make the dough, back half of the matches.
Pretty good. Wow. Wow.
And Dawson into it.
Yeah, he's into it now. Yeah, he took the lead in the match. Impressive.
The Dawson double spare 4-bagger. Roughly even here. A little extra time. Smart thing to do in this position. Especially when you haven't been there before.
Yeah. You know, this is brand new to him, and performing the way that he has so far shows his mettle. That's just terrific. Uh-oh. Oh, my.
First errant shot, but he gets away with it. That was
Brooklyn.
way inside target.
Yeah, he got away with the one there. You know, that happens, and that. You know, that one, it actually didn't even look like he went over the top that much. It just seemed like he lost it at the bottom. But it's an X. It's not how, it's how many. And Tom trying to calm him down, get him ready for the 9th and 10th.
Eighth frame for Mohr, strike working. Winner here goes on to the semifinal to face Noel Vazquez. Pete Weber is waiting in the title match. And another 4-pin.
Now, I was going to say, before that ball got down, it looked like he jumped on that one a little bit more than he normally does. And so he got a lot of hand in it. He did get a lot of hand that time, so it took off on him. A little unlucky that he didn't trip to 4.
Light.
Oh, boy.
And double wood.
Yeah, he overcorrected there. Now, this really opens the door because the best he can bowl now is 237. So Ty knows, spare, I'm in. And sometimes when you don't have to strike, other things may enter your head, but you would much rather be up with the position of just needing 2 spares.
There you see Pete Weber down on the low end, starting to get loose for the title match. First, Noel Vazquez, and Noel down there as well. Impressive performance by Ty Dawson thus far, just the one crossover. Otherwise, he's been rock solid, now riding a 5-bagger into the foundation frame.
Yeah, this will be an interesting shot to see if he knows what he did wrong last frame. Will he overcorrect and get it wide, or just forget what happened last frame and try and make a good shot? Laid it a little short. Didn't matter. He threw it great. Wow, just stay behind the line now.
Good recovery, Ty Dawson.
Yep. How's this for a first time in the step ladder? You can go out with 279. That's got to be that's got to be confidence for you.
Good way to start. What was your first game on television?
My first game on television, I was extremely lucky. I bowled somebody else whose first game was on TV, Mickey Hyam. I think I bowled 190, but it was enough to win. And he's a winner. Ty Dawson's a winner. And then I bowled Bob Strampy, Hall of Famer.
Oh, yeah.
And I snuck by that one, and I bowled Skip Seaboy, who bowled for the Stroh's beer team out of Detroit. And I was lucky enough to win that one, and then I bowled Ed Bourdet for the title. This was on black and white TV, by the way. I know, I still have the tape. It's black and white. And I had a chance to tie him in the 10th frame if I threw 3 strikes, and I left a solid 9. So I don't know if I would have got the next 2 or not, but it was nice to throw it good when you needed it. And Ed Bourdet won, and I had a second. That was my first time on television.
Dawson will have a chance to do it again. He'll face fellow non-national titleist Noel Vazquez. And
Wow.
No matter what happens in our semifinal, there will be a non-winner facing Weber
Yeah,
for
this is going to be
title.
interesting. There's going to be, Pete was talking about the case of nerves. He goes, I'm going for my 5th in a row. I actually can't relax. and he's going to be bowling a first-timer when that match comes up, whichever one it may be, and obviously they're going to be a little nervous for the title match. So the title match is going to be interesting. But not only that, the semifinal match, the folks are going to notice that Noel Vazquez has a very similar game to Ty Dawson. He actually throws a little bit more ball. They'll be playing in the same area of the lane, but I would expect Noel to be 2-1 left or 4-2 left of where Ty is, with a little bit more back end on the ball, but very similar game. So it should be a very interesting match.
So Ron Mohr leads qualifying for the third time in 7 events, coming up a bit short here tonight, but consistent performance over the course of the season.
There isn't much you can do when your opponent shoots 279.
Fourth place finish for Ron Mohr. And Johnny Petraglia and I will be back. Coming up next, it's our semifinal. Noel Vazquez faces Ty Dawson. The winner will move on to the title match to face Hall of Famer Pete Weber. History tonight on Xtra Frame. Once again, do us a favor, head over to Facebook and Twitter and Snapchat and Instagram, wherever you're at tonight, and let folks know history is being made on the PBA50 tour, and to tune in to Xtra Frame. Ron Mohr finishes up. Congratulations on the fourth place finish, and we'll be back with our semifinal match live on Xtra Frame.
Congratulations, Ty Dawson. Moving on, congratulations to Ron Mohr as well. The position Ron won. However, fourth place finish and a nice check for Ron, who wanted to repeat what he did back in 2011 when he won here at Farmers Park Bowl. So congratulations, Ron. So we are going to the next practice before the match. Noel Vazquez coming on for 6 shots. Stepladder coming on for 4. And we will get the semifinal match underway for you. Congratulations again, Ty Dawson. Moving on.
Like that one, Craig?
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are ready to start the semifinal match of the PBA Northern California Classic here at Harvest Park Bowl. Two good friends going at it. 8-time PBA Regional Tour champion Noel Vazquez against a hot Ty Dawson.
Mike Jakubowski back with PBA Hall of Famer Johnny Petraglia. Welcome back to Harvest Park Bowl. We're in Brentwood, California, about a 45-minute drive if you catch the traffic right from Oakland International Airport, and another half hour, really depending on the traffic, to get into San Francisco.
Yeah.
And now, battle of non-national titleists in our semifinal. Noel Vazquez, the number 2 seed, says, I go first. I'm going to start on the left lane.
Well, he didn't take any time. Cuts it loose. And no problem.
Pretty confident pitch.
Wow. Maybe he thought it was a practice the way he's looking up at the score sheet. Oh, wait a second. Does he know that counted? Maybe he didn't. Oh, my. Wouldn't that be something?
Strike on the board. John Weber had officially turned them loose. Now Ty Dawson, after dispatching former PBA 50 Player of the Year Ron Mohr, now battles in his first national semifinal.
And he's still lined up.
Yeah.
I think you had asked me a question, Michael, about had an African-American won on the senior tour. And I've been thinking back, and I don't think so. J. Wilbert Sims out of Chicago, he, back in the 50s, well, he was the first vice president of the PBA, and he won regionals. But there was no senior tour then. And then it took a while for the senior tour to get going, and we had Willie Willis and George Branham, and we had people on the national tour winning, obviously, Gary Faulkner. But I think on the senior tour, if that Ty could be the first, I think so.
Our media department is looking into historical firsts as always, and we would confirm that should Dawson hoist the trophy tonight.
And I guess in case anybody's interested as far as Hispanics, well, you can go all the way back to Sam Baca and Malacosta and a couple other guys. Yeah, we certainly have champions everywhere in that category.
Mixing hit for Vazquez.
Noel is just, boy, he's throwing it as loose as I can see. And right now they're both in about the same spot. Well, Vazquez is a little bit deeper, but he's more comfortable the further left he moves, so he's going to want to play the lanes deeper than Ty will.
Double apiece, semifinal match history here on the PBA 50 Tour. Weber will bowl the winner here for what would be his 5th consecutive senior title, and a non-winner will have to defeat him tonight to prevent that.
Oh,
flat 10.
I want to, especially in this area, I would be remiss when we're talking about Hispanic champions to not mention Tony Reyes. Oh, God. That would be almost embarrassment if I forgot that.
I always carry my memorial chips with me just to...
Yeah, and how many more times he would have won.
Just to remind myself of his legacy.
Terrific. Yep. What a great man. Just such a tragedy.
So here's Dawson. Classic waist-high pose. Five-stepper.
Boy, he just
Wow.
looks tremendous right now. I'm very impressed with Ty. He's bowling here on the step ladder. He's performing better than he did in the. I think that it seems almost like it was more pressure on him trying to make the step ladder in the telecast than it is bowling on the telecast, because he's just throwing it great.
His demeanor, too, his concentration is evident. And the presence of mind to pause when he needs a pause. And that gets into the nose. 3-6-10.
A little short on that one. Maybe I'm a jinx. I'm just...
Well, both of those pitches have come on the left lane. That one not as bad as the crossover that went all the way for the strike. Trouble.
Oh, boy.
And chops the spare. Open frame.
Yeah, and opens the door fairly early where he had the lead. Now, one of the things when you're bowling, especially on television and match play, it is a very wonderful factor if you take the lead sitting on the bench. You just can't wait to get up and say to yourself, I got the lead sitting on the bench. Now let me just increase the lead. It's a great feeling. And
little something like that. Watch the 7-10 kind of go together.
This could have been a blowout 7-10 and both go down. Yeah, that hit hard. And Noel is bowling in such a relaxed state right now.
Looks like he's been doing this for
Yeah,
quite a while.
I must have come along in the wrong era or something. I'm waiting for people to get nervous, and they don't anymore. They just bowl great.
You can see Weber loose down lane. And 5-10 that time.
So we have a match that's about a half a mark, however they got there. And this the second half of this game should be pretty good. Should I wait?
Spare? Vazquez leads by 4. And now Dawson, after his first open frame tonight, back on the right lane.
Now both shots were pulls, so let's see. Both the strike and the spare shot. We'll see how he recovers here. No problem.
Oh, 6
Solid
around
10,
the 10.
but a great shot. It turned out really well. How well he's staying behind the ball. It's a good shot.
John, players heading to Las Vegas following this event. Couple of big events coming up.
Well, I'm going to have to leave at 5 in the morning if I want to get there in time for the practice session for the Super Senior. And then we have the Super Senior in Vegas. And then when that tournament ends, 2 hours later is the practice session for the Senior Masters. I think they forgot that some of us are old.
No rest for the weary.
No rest. Right. Whoops. Oh, it held.
Got it that
held.
time.
Yep. So that's Mike, that's what happens. We have the Super Senior, followed immediately by the Senior Masters, followed immediately by Bowl Expo. So it's going to be a pretty hectic 3 weeks in Vegas, and
Make
then
hay while the sun shines, John.
then there's a little bit of a break before we get into.
Then it's the back half of the PBA50. We've got
PBA
2
50.
majors and a run through Indiana coming up in July and August. Sends it wide, 2-4-8-10.
Yeah, got that one wide. He tried to trust it, and it was a very tough spare. This is the one that you have to slow hook, so that as the ball is hooking by the 2 and the 4, it keeps going so that the 4-pin takes out the 2. You see how slow he's trying to be, but he didn't get it to hook in time.
So now each player with an open frame in our semifinal.
Noel is, I know he's trying to bowl relaxed, but he is sort of in a rush mode. It seems like he's, and now maybe he's realized it, and he's pulling himself together, calming down, starting to aim. Is this a ball change, I think?
I believe you're right.
Yeah.
Is that the paranoia? Yes. He.
Yep.
Noel
Change
mentioned
balls.
when he gets deep late in blocks, he goes to the paranoia, and that was definitely a good eyes.
Yeah, he moved in deeper. That ball had a lot more back end than the ball that he started with. Yeah, see, he's sliding 41, 42. So he got in a lot deeper. Pretty good. Wow.
Yeah, and he knew it.
He knew it as soon as he let it go. That's big. Boy, that's a nice release. When he does it right, that's a really nice release. He's taking a 21-pin lead now because of that.
Interesting man, too. Very soft-spoken and a big smile, but this is game face, and this is intensity of Ty Dawson.
Yeah, he does. He has his game face on, that's for sure. This is his bad lane. And a little high. Got away with it, got that one short. And only to 4-7, it didn't turn into a split. But now you realize that Noel Vazquez did the right thing by starting the match. He's going to let Ty finish on this lane. And that was a good decision, because this is the tougher of the 2 lanes.
Which is interesting when Pete will make that choice, because we know what choice he'll make.
Yeah, we know what choice he's going to make. He's going to want to finish first. And this is almost do or die frames right here for Noel. He slowed himself down. Ball change. Let's see how it works. Wow, that was great. And boy, does that ball flip.
Sure does. That's what he uses when he goes deeper. Double cuts into the lead of Ty Dawson.
It's 9 pins now.
And a chance to take the lead here.
Yeah, by a pin. His max is 234, Ty's is 233. So you always want to control your own destiny as you get late in the game. Wow.
It held.
Boy, did he find something in there.
Man,
2 great shots.
And
look at that. Change. That time he slid about 44. And then it ended up flush.
Ty Dawson will finish first. 233 maximum score. would force a couple strikes from Vazquez.
It's a good lane. Is it coming back?
Sent it way
Oh,
wide.
boy.
2, 4, 8, 10.
Yeah.
Out the window.
But big open right there. Wow, this is now that all of a sudden, just like that, it's striking out to a double from a game that was so close, and Dawson being up, and you could see he's upset when he hit himself. He got up fairly quickly in this frame, and this is not as good lane.
Yeah, that lane just got away from Ty Dawson.
Yeah, completely, and Noel Vazquez is just going to have to keep the ball on the lane to win the match. Yeah, it's funny how it turns out, because a couple of nights ago, Parker and I had dinner with Noel Vazquez, and he was fairly upset that he only shot 140 over his first block, and we said this. You averaged almost 220. There's really nothing wrong with that, and but he must have known how good a shot he thought he had, and obviously it's showing up, because he had a terrific second block. I think he shot close to 400 over the second block, and then bowled well today to make the stepladder.
Ty Dawson, third place finish at the Northern California Classic.
And Ty, he did a great job, and that shot in the ninth, that happens a lot when you know that you have to trust the ball, that you hit light, and But I thought that Ty did a really great job in the way that he bowled so far. And Noel that time just making sure that he kept the ball on the lane, just to pretty much up the lane, high Brooklyn, and playing it safe. Mike, I think this is going to be really interesting. A little bit of a nervous Pete Weber, who wants to win 5 in a row, to a little bit nervous Noel Vazquez, who wants to win his first national title. So we'll have to see what's going to happen. This should be a really interesting game.
And I'll take it from the standpoint of what's left on the lanes at the moment. Vazquez opting for the deeper angle, and now he's got a game there. Can that angle hold up, knowing that that condition is generally impervious to Pete's ball roll?
That's true. And the other thing that has to be taken into account, and I'm sure he knows it, when I would bowl a certain person on TV compared to another person, I don't want to mention the other people's names, but let's say it's Walter Ray or Mark Roth or whoever I'm bowling, that particular game, I got to concentrate. I can't make a mistake, Earl Anthony, because they're not going to make a mistake.
Sure.
There's
a certain pressure that if you know your opponent's going to shoot 220, then you're already in a mode that I can't make a mistake.
You better get in that mode. He's not going to choke.
Yeah.
And that's what's happening right now. Vazquez has to know that Pete isn't going to choke. If Pete needs a strike at a certain critical time and the ball misses the pocket, for whatever the reason, it wasn't a choke, it's just because he threw a bad shot, just like you would throw a bad shot in the 4th frame of the first game. And that's what we're going to have to see if Noel can just get out there and attack.
Well, we know he's going to get a chance to put that first strike on the board, as Weber always forces the opponent to start the match.
Yeah, Pete always wants to finish, right?
And then the other interesting thing is, last time around, Pete didn't take all of his practice shots. And always interesting
Yeah.
as to Pete's decision as to when he's ready and what's the look like and when is he ready to perform.
I know. Tom Carter letting us know, the Brunswick rep on how much more that left lane is hooking and how early it's hooking. And that's the lane that, like you say, people probably choose to finish on anyway. He never seems to worry about what lane is tougher, what lane is easier for the other guy. He doesn't want to lose sitting on the bench. He wants to be able to have the opportunity to shut the guy out, and be interesting to see if he's going to change going by his practice shots.
Mike Jakubowski, PBA Hall of Famer Johnny Petraglia. We're live at Harvest Park Bowl in Brentwood, California. We're glad you're with us on this historic evening live on Xtra Frame. Pete Weber, 4 in a row is unprecedented on the PBA50 tour. He took last week off at Fountain Valley, and here he is again in a title match going for his 5th consecutive PBA50 title. And he's going to go up against Noel Vazquez. Here's John Weber.
Coming up, it's 37-time PBA Tour champion. He's won 8 times out here on the PBA50 Tour, 4 of those coming this year. He's going for his 5th consecutive win in 2016. He's the only player to win the Triple Crown twice. He's tied with the great Errol Anthony for the most majors. Errol Anthony. 10 majors in all. 2015 PBA Tour Player of the Year, Pete Weber.
Hall of Famer Pete Weber trading quips with his brother John. And here we go. Weber, Vazquez. Noel gets that first pitch on that left lane. Tom Carter coming by to tell us the lane is on fire. And look at how deep. And it still
took off. This is the left lane is going to decide this match. You can tell right away. Boy, did that ball grab right away. Now he's on 45, 46, and it still is a 3-6-10 through the nose. He can get a little bit deeper, but he might have to start launching almost to the point of launching the gutter cap.
Good cover. Noel Vazquez earns a mark in the first frame of the title match of the PBA50 Northern California Classic presented by Motiv, and here he is, Pete Weber.
Pete earlier said, unbelievably, he said, "You got any advice?" He says, "I'm nervous. I'm going for my 5th win in a row." And I said, "Advice? Advice?" This is really funny. And the only advice is just be Pete. Everything should be okay. But
looking for his 9th title and his 98th overall PBA title to tie Walter Ray Williams Jr. And he opens with a perfect strike. Extra look.
now this is key. I know it's only the 2nd frame, but this is key. You're coming off a win. The advantage goes to the guy that just bowled on the pair. He knows what the pair's doing. And by letting the other guy bowl only 1 frame, you have a chance to double and get the lead, which is what you want to do. You want to put pressure on your opponent by the 2nd frame to even out the advantage that he had by bowling the game prior.
And Pete talking to himself. Last-minute game plan on this left lane. His first crack at it. How does he handle the fire? With a
Just
mixing
like
power strike, Weber.
Somebody must have said something back in the crowd because he's
Important 2 frames coming up for Noel Vazquez. Weber has that double on the board. Vazquez needs to answer. Couple spares won't cut it. 2nd frame.
Oops, short.
And
Brooklyn
big break.
got away with it. Yeah, this is a very tough position for Noel. It's especially when your opponent starts with that double. Well, he seems to be loose. He's joking with Pete. That's
They had a big embrace right before the match,
Yep.
and Pete, for all the folks that are aware of Pete's history on the PBA Tour, I wish they could spend 3 days at a senior event and understand how much of a sportsman Pete is.
Yo.
And how
Wow.
much respect he has for his fellow competitors. And Vazquez on that
Yeah.
left lane takes
Wow.
advantage of the break.
That was a great shot. I mean, he threw that really well. Good trust all the way out to the break point, and boy, the ball hit hard. Well, there's something going on. They seem to be having a good time with each other. Pete may be trying to make sure he keeps himself loose.
It's interesting. You would think 5 straight times bowling for a title, you would be more relaxed, but that's not the case with Pete. He's more amped up.
Well, he can pretty much set a record that isn't going to be broken. That was short.
And 4,
short and
8.
open. Yep.
Beautiful cover.
Yep, nice spare. That's it. That 4-8. It's so easy to chop. You have to have the confidence to pick that angle with your plastic ball to eliminate the chop and make sure you don't go by the 4-pin.
So Pete now back on that left lane. 8-pin advantage, early title match. Weber going for 5 straight. Vazquez trying to win his first national PBA banner.
He looks pretty good here.
Wow.
He looks good on that lane. As much as that lane is hooking because his ball isn't reading the front, he's not having any problem with it whatsoever. It's just a question of getting your angle open enough to play the back half of the lane.
Key shot here in the 4th as Vazquez can take the lead.
He aimed a lot more this time. Let's see how it goes. Good shot. Oh, there we go. 12-pin lead right away through 4 frames. Spare turkey.
A little funky hit there on the back end.
But,
had a sniff of the 7-9-10 before they all fell down.
It's coming in sideways. Now let's see if he can throw the ball with good trust on the lane that's hooking early, just like he did last time. Pretty good.
Oh, solid 10.
Wow, ringing 10 on a great shot. That's you can see how deep he is with his feet, and he's getting it out to 5-6 at the break point. So that lane is really burned up. Okay, so Pete's down 11. Not critical yet. It's not critical yet, but he would like to throw this double and get it under 10 pins as they go into the second half of the game.
And a flat 10.
Flat 10. Yeah, he threw that pretty good. I thought the ball was going to hit harder than that. That's a good shot. Hit the break point and just sort of stopped at the end. Ball stopped on him right at the very end. Okay, so after 5 frames, Mike, we got 11 pin lead for Vazquez, and this will be a good game. This is interesting.
Final 5 frames, title match. Weber trailing can put a strike on the board and leave himself a multiplier.
He likes that lane.
Wow.
Yeah.
One man's trash is another man's treasure.
It really is. You know, in a way, it's like Earl Anthony. Earl Anthony had that 1.5 revs through the front half of the lane. And when the lanes were hooking early, Earl was almost impossible to beat. And if there was heavy oil in the heads, you could beat him because he had so much trouble getting it to finish in time. That's short. Oh, and he tripped the 4.
Break
wow.
the 4.
Big break. Yeah, he got around early and this ball held on him. Just enough to trip the 4.
Oh, the coach's clicker. New feature here on Xtra Frame.
Now, okay, here we go. On the early hook and lane for Noel. Can he trust it? Right now. Key frame. Nope. Yeah.
Something didn't jibe with him, but 10 go
doesn't
down.
matter. He cut the 10, goes up 21 pins, and here we go. Now we reach the point where they are must frames for Pete. Pete's got to strike right now. He really doesn't want to go down 21 pins, not this late in the game.
Left himself the multiplier back on the right lane.
Well,
And he liked it, walked it out.
That's
The difference between the 10 and the no 10.
A game right there. And as good as you know when you need it. See that little bit of difference, that last 5 feet, how that ball finished into the 9 pin rather than rolling out into that ring and 10 spot. And now the lane he's been hitting, he's re-racking. Hooked early for everybody else, although Noel has seemed to, as long as Noel can trust it, he knows it's going to come back. Whoops.
In the
Early
nose.
hook and lane got him. Well, that's a big spare to try and, but, you know, Pete's max is 235. Noel has a chance to put him away here. He's at 229. He can, you know, the count was big, and he's got a chance to, he's on his better of the 2 lanes. We'll see how he performs right here.
Vazquez looking for his first national title. And
Wow.
a perfect pitch.
Oh, my. 2 spares with wood, and it's over. This is incredible. I just...
He shifted to that paranoia halfway through that match with Dawson. And that was his ball when he needed to get deep.
Yeah. Yeah, he's changed balls, and he's been doing fine since then. Here we go on the hook and lane, and this is it's pretty much it right here.
Pack. Wow.
Pack. How do you get that loose for your first win? This is all the way to an Open now, and even the Open would have to be a bad first shot. Well, let's see if he can make it exciting.
Extra look at the foundation pitch. Now 3 strikes from 235. Would force a mark from Vazquez in the 10th.
That's one. There's no quit there. No give up. You know, like in your head, you're going no freebies. If he wants to win his first title, he's going to have to perform. Oh boy, that's pretty much over. He's got to keep it on the lane. Pete's already congratulating him. He's
.224 for Pete Weber in search of his 5th straight title, but Noel Vazquez on the verge of earning his first national PBA banner. He's got 6 PBA50 regional wins, and now Noel Vazquez can take a victory lap and earn his first PBA50 tour title. John, from somebody who's won one of these national titles in each of 6 decades, there's a it's the ultimate feeling in the sport of bowling.
The ultimate feeling. Your first win is just magnificent because until you've won, you don't know if you're ever going to win. And then once you've won, wow, this really happened. Oh, my dreams came true. You know, the things I thought about, senior, whatever, it doesn't matter.
So all the Hall of Famers, all the former PBA 50 champions, all the great players on this PBA 50 tour, and it's Noel Vazquez who defeats Pete Weber and ends the historic run at 4 straight. Vazquez and will claim the title here at the Northern California
Pete
Classic.
bowled great, and congratulations to Noel Vazquez. He bowled a great game, 250, and he wasn't even aiming at 10 frames, so 255, and
John,
terrific job. Yeah.
It's always a pleasure to see you on and off the microphone. We'll see you down the road.
Michael J., I appreciate it. It's great being here. I love it, and I'll be here again. I'll talk to you again.
I love it. Let's go talk to our champion.
Yep.
And Jim Londerman and company will give out some hardware and some hard cash. But Mike J. is on his way out to do a quick interview for Xtra Frame.
I'll have to be right back there.
Do I have headset hair? It's always embarrassing when you have to go on television or internet television and your hair is awful. Ladies and gentlemen, what an incredible pleasure over the last couple of months to watch an incredible performance, one that is unprecedented in PBA history. And one more giant round of applause for Pete Weber, 4 times in a row, coming up just short of his 5th. Weber coming up a bit short, and out of all of the Hall of Famers and the former PBA 50 Players of the Year and the great players in this 100-plus bowler field, it is a first-time winner. He has won 6 times in the PBA 50 regional circuit, and now today, Noel Vazquez is a PBA national champion. Ladies and gentlemen, Noel Vazquez. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
You looked so calm and collected on the outside. What was going on the inside?
I was starting to paranoia because I was scared. I told Pete that.
Well,
Pete actually made me comfortable. So thank you, Pete.
You told me before we started that if you had to go deep, it was with that piece of equipment. What made you make the change?
Well, when I threw the Venom, it lagged a little bit on the back end, left that 2-8-10 type thing. So I said, okay, let me get the paranoia, throw it out there, have it turn the corner, and I said, okay, now I can get up against the ball return and slow loop it. And then it was a look ahead all week. So what can I say?
You did it. You're a PBA national champion on the National PBA 50 Tour.
Now I can retire.
No,
Now I can retire.
can't retire. Now you got to go for 2 in a row and then beyond. Being from this area and having a chance to win it here, what does that mean for you?
It's special. Everyone coming out to watch us, watch the entire group here, the staff. Jim, thank you very much for having this tournament over and over again. I'm just shocked right now, lost of words, and thank you very much. I'm just super happy. I told the guys if I ever win one of these big national titles, I retire. I may have to hold up that end of the bargain, but I have to go to Masters next week because I already paid. So.
Noel, the key to the title match was the left lane. How did you solve that puzzle?
Just get it to the right. The guys back home, Ronnie Russell and Chris Cundiff, they said, get it to the right. Quit getting it in. Marvin Hale helped me out yesterday, said, get it to the right, get it to the right. When I bowled it with the kids in the Masters in February, I learned, get it to the right. All those guys said, it's this way, steeper angles. I'm like, what's that mean? So over here, I said, okay, well, do what I did there, and hopefully I get lucky, and I got lucky.
It's beyond luck. You kept it to the right. You got it right. You're a PBA 50 national champion. Ladies and gentlemen, Noel Vazquez.